Hello, folks. We are here at 2023 Spring Show, and I am joined by the wonderful, the illustrious, the lovely, more adjectives that I can think of off the top of my head, President Stevens. Madam President, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderfully well tonight. Very excited to be here at the Academy of Art University Spring Show 2023.
Me too. The energy in here is just palpable. If you can you give some words to the energy you can feel in here for the audience that can't be here in person?
You know, to people who can't be here, you've really got to come and experience it. And I hope you feel the energy. Everybody's buzzing. They're moving around. They're learning new, meeting new people, and they're actually seeing new art that they haven't seen before.
Something that I keep having is I'm seeing people I've only seen online before. Like, I know of Madam President, but I've yet to meet you in person, which is, it's really beautiful what this event can do for everybody and bring everybody together. I know the night is still young, but have you had any notable interactions with anybody? Any good let's see, business people, or any of the instructors, or any of the students? Any memorable stories to give us already, even though the night's young?
Well, what I find really exciting is that we have industry here, and they're looking at student portfolios, and every industry member that I've spoken with has been very impressed by the student work, and they're offering students jobs, and the students are very excited about that. And I've even run into industry members whose students go here, daughters and sons go here. And so I was able to talk to parents who are industry, and so it was exciting to talk to the parents as well, and how their sons or daughters are doing in our programs.
That is so sweet. It's so wonderful. Just everything. It's just such a nice, loving, good energy-filled environment here at 601 Brannan. There's still time to get here. And I have one more question for you. In your time as being president, 1992, I believe, is when you took the Hill?
Excellent history.
We have to know our things here. Do you have any student interactions or any student stories that really stick out to you? I'm sure people must come to you and go, thank you so much for providing this opportunity. I know I want to thank you for providing this opportunity through all of the hills I had to go through my college career. Do you have any students that you remember like that?
You know, I do. I see students walk in the door, and then I see them walk out the door at graduation, and they really are a different person. They've gained confidence, they've got a portfolio, they know they can get a job, and with our focus on artificial intelligence, AI, the artists are in charge of that, and I'm seeing a lot of great jobs being offered. So many of our departments have AI, and so many employers are looking for AI. I think one of my best stories was a student graduated, and he had come to my office many times and talking about how to improve the program, and I'm never sure if he was happy or not, but he graduated in animation, and I think a decade went by, and I was in New Zealand traveling Weta Studios, and it was just after The Lord of the Rings was made, and everybody was headed out to make Avatar in Los Angeles. And I remember walking through Weta, and there he was, and he yelled out my name, President Stevens, and I go, Aaron, he goes, what are you doing here, President Stevens? I go, Aaron, I'm here touring, what are you doing here? And he goes, well, I just finished up on the trilogies. And I go, where are you headed next? He goes, Los Angeles to do Avatar. And he goes, you know, I never thanked you for what a great education I got at the Academy, and I always meant to write you a letter, and I never did. And I said, Aaron, write me that letter.
And to this day, her mailbox has been empty from Aaron. Aaron, we're looking for that letter. Right. Well, Stevens, thank you. Wonderful having you here. We're going to toss it to another video from the comm department. It is called Birthday Waltz by Fia Hinton. Let's take a look. Welcome back, folks, to the COM area here at 2023 Spring Show. I was telling President Stevens before our interview, I know there's a lot that went on even before the interview. She is wonderful to talk to, full of stories. But I was telling her beforehand, this is my very first Spring Show in person. And I know, what a way to start my Spring Show journey is just get thrown in front of a microphone and a camera, huh, folks? But last year, I got to attend over Zoom, and I was watching them give out those awards at the cannery.
It was on mute, my apologies.
Preview the game show, or maybe not the game show, they had the talent show going. Some really interesting classes that I'll tell you about in a second. And I was watching over Zoom, and now I'm here, how things change, and I'm so excited to be here. And I'm also excited because Marco Milani, my co-host, is ready out in the field with an interview, I believe with game design, but he will tell you who. Let's take it to Marco.
I am here with David Goodwine, the head of the game department. David, how you doing tonight?
Great.
So tell us a little bit about this exhibit. This is interesting. This is something I have never seen before.
So we have this set up for all the different areas for game. So we have the games that the students have made, we have level design and system design, and then we have 2 games that we've been working on for about a year that we showed at Game Developers Conference and we showed at PAX East in Boston. So they were shown on the floor of these shows.
PAX, that's a major event. So how many students did you bring to PAX?
We didn't bring any of the students to PAX because we couldn't get them all back there, because there was probably 30 to 40 students that worked on this project.
Wow.
But while we were showing it at the show, we had so many people that were curious about purchasing it. So the game's not done yet, but it's good to know that people are really interested in buying.
The game's not done, and they're already wanting to purchase it. Wow, that's insane. So now tell me a little bit about the game. Tell me a little bit about the game department. What is taught here?
For the department?
Yes.
Okay, so we teach concept art, we teach 3D art, we teach game design and game programming. So we bring all those together in their last year to create the art and the games for the department.
Is there a genre that you kind of see people kind of flock to when you're?
We do everything. There's been the Plague game is a point and click. Brawler is more like a fighter, but we make all kinds of games. Some are 3D, some are 2D.
That is fascinating. So I did a little bit of research, and I saw that you worked on a lot of very interesting projects. You worked on the Lord of the Rings series, worked on Lara Croft Tomb Raider, I don't know, some small game like that. So what experiences have you taken from working on those games, and what advice do you pass on to students from such major franchises?
So, I actually graduated from the school as well in animation, and then I worked in film for about 5 years, and then went over to game. I think the thing is, for students coming in that are interested in games, they just need to be passionate about what they want to do. It doesn't matter what area it is.
I can't praise the staff and the other students here enough, so I'll let them praise themselves. I'm going to toss it over to our director again, Steve Cotton. Here he is, coming in hot.
Oh, hi there, Giovanni. You're going to take a little break for a second? Oh, I know. She's been vamping for quite a bit of time. Again, if you didn't hear earlier, I'll just remind you. You are at the Academy of Art University Spring Show 2023. And it is a beautiful, packed event here. We've taken over one of the buildings. In fact, this is the Architecture and Design School. And we've taken over the first floor. And all around, it's built as a gallery. a gallery for the top 26 schools of art that we have here at the Academy of Art University. And you can just stroll anywhere up and down the aisles here and see the most magnificent art. So, we're going to give you a little bit more of a sense of what it all looks like. And we're going to give you some more interviews in a little bit. In fact, right across from me is photography, and on the other side is sculpture. So we've got a lot of great art that we want to take a look at, and we're going to be talking to a number of directors and students who have done the artwork. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're joining us today. I'd like to know what you think after seeing this, what you think of the spring show, and make it a point in your career at the university to come and see the spring show live. This is a fantastic event. Right now it's pretty packed in here with students looking at their work, and parents are here, and the teachers are here, and there's a lot of good vibes. So, here we go. Yes, go right ahead. Giovanni's going to come in. She had a little drink of water, and now she's ready to go.
I just want to give you a little behind the scenes, folks. I just held a sign up to Steve Cotton, and I asked, can I interview you? Because, he was generous enough to take the mic for a second so I could take a little break. But I want to pick your brain a little bit. I know.
All right. Fair.
Is it a good time?
It might be. Okay.
We are very busy around here at the 2023 Spring Show, COM especially. We are known for being ambitious.
Yeah.
We're known for, reaching way out there, way for the stars. I know a lot of work has gone into the show, and I know that we can have some hang-ups here and there, but we come out beautifully. I want you to brag a little bit. Brag about what's going well for us.
Oh, what's going well? Well, if we take a look around here, we don't have another camera set up, but if we take a look at the displays we have here, we have large monitors which are displaying all of our students' work. And that is the true gem. I mean, those are just wonderful pieces, and it really makes my heart feel good when I see these stories come to life. I often tell in my class, we're, storytellers, and it starts from a spark, from an idea of a story you want to tell. And then you make it so. Things you need, the cameras,
Words, images, and sound.
Words, images, and sound, exactly. And so, this is the culmination of all of that. And you're right, we are a little bit ambitious, probably over-ambitious to do such a live event in such a crowded area.
But we wanted to show off what we could do.
That's right. Yeah, we are definitely showing off what we could do.
And we can do a whole darn lot.
And we can do a whole lot. Yes, we can. So, I don't know what else to say. Do you have another question?
I was going to ask, is it hard to comb through all of those videos and all of the things that could go on these TVs? I assume you get a lot of products and a lot of content. Is it tough to decide?
Absolutely, yes. There were hundreds of pieces to scan, and what is really good is that they are culled first by our great instructors. And so the instructors look at it and say, yes, this is spring show worthy. And it has to be work that's above the norm, that's putting to use all the things that we are teaching. And so we want just the cream. And so the teachers are the first pass. And then I get it, and I'll look at it and say, and make a decision. But it's not only on me. It's a group effort with all.
If it was only on you, you wouldn't be here tonight. You'd be taking a nap.
Yeah, exactly. But we are getting it together and organizing it all so it appears seamless to the people who just walk by.
Keyword appears, ladies and gentlemen.
Seamless. Yes, absolutely.
I think you did a fantastic job, Steve. I appreciate everything you do for the communications department. I don't need to tell you how much you do, but I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I appreciate all you're not seeing all the other people who are here. We have Uni here on the camera, and Yvonne is over here being a floor director. Patrick is helping with the lighting. We have Joss who's switching. Yanni is pulling his hair out. and Don is running around putting batteries in places. So, I mean, it's all the people. We come together, you know, to put it all together.
And I want to ask you folks, thank you so much, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a little chat with our audience
I think
right here.
you should. I'm going to go wet my whistle.
Please do. I want to ask you folks, we're going to give us a moment because we're going to toss to Marco Milani out in the field again, and I believe he has a interview with Fine Art, but again, he'll let you know. So we're going to give it to Marco. Let's take a look.
Dr. Craig Nelson. Hi, Craig, how you doing?
I'm doing fine.
So, tell me about this fine art exhibit here.
There's a lot of paintings and sculpture here, and you know I've been doing this for the last 33 years, and it's a little smaller because of the space, and we've just kind of come back after the pandemic, but it's still dynamite work.
How many paintings would you suspect are in here?
About 50. We had about 250 to 300 entered, and we accepted about 50 of them.
All different mediums?
I would say 95% of them are oil. There's some mixed medium. There is some acrylic. There's some charcoal. And one of the things that we've tried to develop here is a variety of directions. So you'll see everything from cityscapes to landscapes to figurative to portrait to still life to abstract to contemporary. So.
All right, and is there an art that you particularly teach here at AAU? Yeah, do you teach?
Yeah.
What is the art that you teach?
I teach a lot of different things. I teach a figurative painting class. I teach that was done in my class, that piece right there, this semester. It's a landscape class. I developed the study abroad program in Italy, the summer study abroad. So I've taught that. So variety.
And if our cameraman can actually get a shot of the painting in question, man, that is gorgeous. So
That's from Italy.
That's from Italy. No, really. So this is. Can you tell me? Can you tell me the name?
Of the artist?
Yes.
Shubra. I can't pronounce her last name. In fact, I just saw her. She was around the corner a second ago. So she's got a couple paintings here, but she was in Italy with us last summer.
So can you tell me actually a little bit about this?
It is a doorway. I think it was in a little town in Tuscany called San Gimignano, and she is doing her thesis work on entryways all over the world, San Francisco, other places. There she is. Would you like to meet the artist?
Yes, of course. This would be great. Hello.
I was just talking about your painting, Shubra. Oh.
Shubra, this is absolutely gorgeous. Tell me a little bit about your inspiration for this.
This was our study abroad in summer in Italy, and we took 4 days and we went to Venice. And it was hot, but you know, it's beautiful, and this was like the old brick, the old stones, and there's something, you know.
And you really captured the essence. I mean the wood, the patina of the wood, it's absolutely gorgeous. So very good job.
Thank you so much.
Very good stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. And have you done any other paintings? And did you do any other paintings in Italy?
I've done a lot, but that's the one that I have, which
The
is
San Francisco entryways.
Pacific Heights.
So, tell me this: what makes you want to do entryways? What inspires you about entryways?
Don't you find it intriguing when you walk by and you see a sometimes beautiful, sometimes not so beautiful house, and it's like, what's going on? So everybody, you know, you set your best foot forward usually in the entryway, right? You enter the house. So I've always been fascinated by that.
Very interesting. So you kind of tell a story about kind of making the artist think, I wonder what's going on in there.
Yeah, because you don't know what's happening inside.
That's super interesting. I love that. That's super cool. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. And now, Craig, I'm going to go back to you for a second. Because we have a little bit of a kind of a celebrity here, because he does a live painting class on Facebook. So tell us a little bit about that. And where can we find you on? Where can we find your paintings and your interactive lessons?
I'll tell you what. The first week of lockdown of the pandemic, we were teaching. We went to teaching on virtual on Zoom.
Yes.
And I decided I kind of wanted to do something for everybody. I don't know why. And so I decided that every Friday at noon I would do a live painting and talk about what I'm doing and do everything from figures to everything. And I've been doing it since March of, 2020.
Wow. All right, and thank you, Dr. Nelson. I appreciate the time. And Giovanni, we're headed back to you.
Thank you, thank you. I am here with the head of music and sound, am I correct?
Yes.
Just want to make sure I'm correct and not read my notes again. Brad Hughes, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
How are you feeling about the energy in here in the room? That's what I asked President Stevens. It's palpable. There's a lot of energy in here. There's a buzz.
It is palpable. The energy's awesome. I love Spring Show. It's so cool when people come out to see and listen to our students' work.
Yes, yes. So you have, I was told, your booth's a little further away from ours. You have headphones, you have examples of students' work. What do you have showcasing tonight?
We put all of our work on screens. I mean, our students are learning soundtracks for visual media. So we put them on screens, but we have headphones and speakers so we can focus the work on soundtracks. We're doing music scoring and composition for visual media, and we're also doing sound design. So the dialogue, the sound effects, the editing and the mixing for the final soundtrack that everyone listens to when they watch a TV show or a movie or play a video game, that's what we do.
Which makes the experience, like, I don't know if some of you don't know about that, but the sound is so important.
It's everything. It's really the other side of the coin. You know, we have a famous saying that we always tell our students that the famous film director Francis Ford Coppola said, sound is 50% of the motion picture experience. You really take that and you can apply it to anything that's on a screen. You know, what you guys are doing here in the comm department, you know, anything at all. It has an audio component and you have to hear people clearly, and then the music component brings that emotional element to everything. And it's really exhilarating and exciting to teach students how to do that and to see the collaborative work that happens with the other departments.
Yeah, we have good, I say we as if I'm the head of this department, but communications and sound and music have good collaborations.
Yes.
There's a project called Reflections. They get a and they do some sound design. What do your students provide for ours when you go into those projects?
That's a great exercise. What our students are providing is really the audio and music expertise that needs to be a part of the finished production. So depending on what it is, whether it's a dialogue, just kind of assisting with phone, or whether it's creating music that just brings the right energy to the final thing. I was talking with Steve Cotton, the department director, about some of the collaborations that our students are doing, and Steve was calling out some of my students' work, which is wonderful to hear, that one of our students did like kind of a hip-hop track that was like just the right energy for this thing that they were doing together, going all the way back to like the Academy Idol stuff that we did. We had some of our students working on that with the audio and running sound for that. So there's been some really successful, fun collaborations.
That's so wonderful. Again, warms my heart. That's my number one feeling of tonight, is my heart is warm seeing all the hello to everybody. Am I missing anything? Anything you want to brag about? Anything you want to plug from your department?
Well, just that the comm department has an awesome class called podcasting, which is a great class, and it's very, very popular with my students as well. As a matter of fact, we're talking about maybe just putting it on the degree plan so everybody always takes it, but that is a super fun class. My students are super excited about learning about podcasting, and I'll give a shout out to Urban Nights Radio and Maddie Stout and everything like that. because are you the program director?
I am.
Fantastic.
Talk about it.
A lot of my students are really into that. A couple of them have been involved in jumping on and doing an hour on the radio station, playing their music, talking about whatever they're into.
Fun.
Super fun, super cool. So our students are having a blast working together.
Thank goodness they are.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're. Brad, thank you so much for
My
giving
pleasure.
us some of your time. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. You can exit wherever you feel, or you can hang by me if you want. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you so much. he mentioned Urban Nights Radio. I am the student program director at Urban Nights Radio. We've got a little booth if you're here tonight and you want to listen in. But our inter-college radio station, all student run. We have a little studio at 79 New Montgomery, which is where the comm students take their classes. And we put on student shows and we program them in there. Pardon me. I host a show and somehow I can't speak. But I don't need to speak for now. I think Marco is ready with another interview, but we'll give him another second and I'll talk a little more about Urban Nights. Urban Nights Radio, run by students, for the students. You can listen to it on iHeartRadio.com or at UrbanNightsRadio.com. Our website right now is under a little bit of construction. We're going to work on that. But I have a show on there called Set in the 70s, Mondays at 10 a.m., where you can hear this wonderful. You can hear some choice picks from the 70s, some history, some culture, all of those kinds of things. And we're gonna toss to some non-profit videos produced by our comm students called 1 Minute for All for a non-profit. They are formatted for TikTok, for Instagram Reels, for YouTube Shorts, vertical videos, all for the benefit of this non-profit. So we're gonna take it to that video. Take a look.
Another plastic bag in the ocean. 187 to the fish that your mama cooked with the okra. Sriracha covered microplastic traveling through your colon. Don't get mad at the cook, cause we all set it in motion. DNA test just came back, found out you're related to a shopping bag. If we all brought our own bags, there'd be less plastic on the Red Lobster menu. Bring your own drinking bottle to the venue. Save yourself around 1K annually. Keep a bottle in a bag, it's holy matrimony. Save the date, don't miss the ceremony.
Plastic bags in the ocean, plastic bags in the sea. Paper money running through my bloodstream make me hungry, cause plastic hacks run the scene. But I eat my chicken dinner cause I'm a winner, that's what they told me. But what's the end game? Wait, nah, that thought makes me lonely. Capping and bagging, I'm bagging and capping, I'm capping and bagging and bagging and capping, I'm capping and bagging and bagging and capping, I'm capping and bagging, I'm capping and bagging. Bring your own reusable bottles and bags. What the fuck?
MA, congratulations.
Thank you. And then
So
coming to
this
me.
is your picture right here, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about this.
Okay, so this piece was actually really special to me because I asked my friend Chris to be my subject, and what it was about is telling a story about how we need protection and peace back into our communities and back into our homes and back into our streets. And so I painted the evil eye over his eye as he leans across the blue wall because I wanted to represent a sense of serenity, peace, and protection. And I love his body language. I love his shapes. I tap into more like rhythm and flow for my subjects, and that was the direction I wanted to go in with this piece.
It's fantastic. I love the lighting on it. It reflects so perfectly. It encapsulates just beautifully. So, Masters in Photography. So, tell us about your experience at the Academy of Art with the Master's program.
Well, the Master's program's only 2 years, so it really flew by fast. But I have to give credit to the staff and the students here because people have been so helpful throughout my career, and without them, I don't think I would be the photographer that I am today. Everyone here was so hands-on, and they really do care about the students, and down to the equipment room, to my professors, and then my friends in general. Like, they have really helped me so much, and I'm just grateful for them, and I'm grateful for this community that I've built.
Awesome. I love hearing it. I'm in a 2-year program too, so it does fly by quickly. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, it just seems like yesterday I was having my first class, and it was just like, oh, those were the days.
Literally.
So what do you plan on doing next?
Well, I'm going to keep shooting, and I'm looking for a job. I would love to do editorial, fashion work, but wherever God lands me is where I'll be. I trust my process, I trust my art, and I trust my community, and I'm excited to see where I'll go next.
And did you make a lot of connections here at AAU?
I did. I've met so many wonderful people, and I'm so grateful.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Alexis. We are so appreciative, and again, congratulations. And Giovanni, we're headed back to you right now.
Athletic Director Brad Jones, no worries. He's catching up with Scott Waterman over there. Tell us a little bit about men's basketball. That's a great segue. Look at that.
Our best season ever. Yes, we won the conference title last year. This year we were in the hunt for the conference title, got an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, and went to the second round, just missed going to the Sweet 16. So Coach Waterman is one of the best. We're so lucky to have him.
I've met him. I've worked with him in some of our live shows. Really wonderful guy. I love meeting the coaches because I don't otherwise. And our last year in athletics period for track, for basketball, who else?
Women's golf. We had Anahi Saravan, who was the national championship and won the national title, as well as 2 others in our track and field team. This year, our men's team took 4th nationally in indoor and 10th on the women's side. And we're going into the national championships for outdoor next week. So we're looking to bring home hopefully some trophies on the team level as well as individuals.
Can we shout out Marie-Jean Urega really quick?
MJ is a special student athlete. We're just so blessed to have her, and Matthew as well in the long jumps and everything else. They're tremendous talent. So
she shows up to class so casually too. The student athletes do so much, and they're so humble. They come to class just like everybody else, but all the time we go, MJ, you won again.
And that's after, they're out practicing and getting ready for practices at 5 a.m., doing a full load of practices, classes, homework. And then as a group, our athletic department had over 2,000 hours of community service throughout the city. So our student athletes are tremendous. Academically, we're close to a 3.15 overall. So just tremendous group of students.
They manage so much.
They do.
So much, and we just see a small glimpse of all of their little accomplishments, but they're big to us.
They are, and they represent all of us in the university on a national scale, going up against Division I schools and Division II and winning, and always putting our best foot forward at an Academy of Art University.
Brad Jones, thank you so much. You can enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody here so generous with their time. All of the staff, all of the faculty, all of the students, everybody around here is just so giving and so generous and so willing to talk to us. And speaking of talking to us, Marco's got one more interview for you folks before we get ready to take to our awards. So we're going to take it over to Marco. Marco?
And now we are here in the School of Entertainment, and Eva's Conundrum, and we're here with one of the actors, Joel. Joel, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
So tell me a little bit about Eva's Conundrum. What's the plot line? What is this about?
Yes, so it was directed and written by Gong, who is one of the best directors I've ever worked with. And I would describe it as kind of a Wes Anderson kind of vibe of a murder mystery about someone who killed the mannequin. And yeah, it was a really cool look at grief.
Grief. Okay, so tell me about your experience, like working in a film. Was this your first film that you've acted in?
No, I've been acting for quite a while, but this was a film that lasted about 8 days of filming. So we had 8 straight days of filming. It was one of our thesis films, which hopefully is festival bound come the festival circuit. But it was really great. It was really detail oriented. So it was a really cool filming process of that. It was a lot of details, just having to pay attention to it.
Now you're talking about festivals, so is there any particular one that you want to go to, or is it like Sundance or?
Yeah, I mean, Sundance would be amazing. I think anyone would love to go to Sundance. But I don't know what one specifically Gong is going to be submitting them to, but I know a lot of them around here. So any film festivals, I would totally be down for.
Fantastic. So you said you've acted in multiple films. So are there any other here that you've acted in, or?
None of these posters. No, but I was in a lot of short films this last semester here, and then I've done a couple outside as well, the school, and yeah, that's what I do.
And so what year are you?
I'm in my first year of grad school.
Oh, really? Wow, congratulations.
Well, thank you so much.
So for first year of grad school, so what have you been, what is different about learning things in grad school than for an acting standpoint than learning things in, say, a bachelor's program?
Yeah, so I got my bachelor's in theater, so I'm a trained theater performer. And then I moved out here. I graduated this last May and just came out here, and I really wanted to find a program that was really focused on film and like what that looks like, but also just focused on the technical skills of acting. So I feel like I have, in Masters, it's all about that performance aspect. It's all about like learning how to refine your craft, and it's just a lot more intense in the sense of you're just learning a lot all the time.
And so you're just kind of really kind of breaking in, and you're and reps, and so this will help with that.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Enjoy the spring show. Excited to see you all here.
Yeah, what do you think of the spring show so far?
I love it. It's incredible to see just the amount of work that my fellow students here at the school do and produce. I think it's top notch. Like, this is something I'd see in museums and tech companies and stuff like that. It's just amazing to see.
I believe our director calls it the best museum of modern art that you could ever go to. So, thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. And Giovanni, we're headed back to you right now.
Welcome on back to Calm Home Base. We're going to do another special little interview. Yvonne, I'm going to have you come out from behind the camera.
What do you need me for? I'm working.
I know you're working right now, but you are a great example of what me and Brad were talking about, of a student who takes so much on your plate and is ambitious and keeps going and going, and I'm really in awe.
Thank you.
Because that's the thing, I just found out that you already have an MA in motion pictures and television.
Yes.
And you've come back, right, for an MA in communications. Is it pure want? Is it pure passion? What is in it for you?
Basically, I just want to stay away from my parents. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I studied motion picture and television as a director. I loved it. It gave me, kind of fulfilled my dream as a child, because I always wanted to learn how to visualize my story. But I got a chance to do a couple projects as a producer when I was in motion picture and television, and I find out that I'm actually pretty well organized, and I love to talk to people. And my professor said, "This is your thing. You should do producer." And that's why I choose communication. And because I was a journalist before I came here for a couple years, so I have that experience. Yeah, it's kind of like a combination of motion picture as a director and also the new media.
You're covering all of these bases, so you can get any job you want. And I love, and I love that you keep finding these things about you, because you are incredibly, if I can brag about her, incredibly organized, great at managing a team. If anybody's looking for someone to hire.
Oh, this is my number. I'm gonna write down my number now.
Well, I want you to talk. You talked about producing. I've taken a class with Yvonne, and it was producing live media. Can you tell us a little bit about that class and why people should take it?
Actually, the original idea was a talk show with my friend, because we do that a lot in my kitchen. And I wanted to do a little cooking, because it's always make your friend feel like home when you cook something they like. So I wanted to literally move my kitchen to the studio. That's the original idea. But since we can't actually make a big dish, so we're gonna do a cold dish and also a summer drink instead.
Super fun. And the fact that she can do that in this class. Well, someone else we share this class with is Marco Milani. He's gonna have another interview for you. Marco?
And we are here with Gil, a music scoring major. So tell me, what happens in music scoring?
Well, you have a film or a documentary, and you score the film with music.
All right. So what have you scored? What has your favorite score been so far that you've made? Or like what genre of movie was the best film that you've scored for?
So I do a lot of documentary work. I do some narrative short film scoring and some commercial work as well. My favorite is definitely narrative films. So dramas, I do a lot of drama work, which is cool.
And are there any specific like film composers that you take like some inspiration from, like John Williams? Wow! The one time that I want to remember all the film scores that I know and love, I forget them. So, is there any inspirations that you have?
Yeah, John Williams, of course, is absolute legend. So for me, there's a composer called Alex Sommers, who's a big inspiration for me. He works a lot with real instruments and kind of a lot of experimental stuff, which is really cool. So I take a lot of inspiration from him.
Have you worked with a live orchestra for a film?
No. It's all in the box. I'm an electronic producer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Does your career aspirations want you to work with a live orchestra like Williams or L. Elfman or stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm sure in the future down the line, that's definitely a milestone I would like to get to for sure.
All right, and what year are you in music scoring?
I'm a senior.
Congratulations! So you're graduating next week?
Yes, I am.
What are your plans after this?
Head to New York.
Really, New York? Awesome! The Big Apple, big music capital. So, anything else you would like to add?
No, this is an amazing event. Everyone here you've got this amazing, beautiful work, and yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Gil, and I appreciate it. And Giovanni, we're going to head it back to you right now.
Thank you, Marco. I am joined here by Tiffany McElroy. We snatched her up. She was walking. She was trying to look at some of the photos, and we said, "No, we're getting you in here." She's a fantastic instructor. I've had her in the 2 years that I've been here at the Academy. How is it going?
It's going a little bit crazy because it's the end of the semester, so as you know, I think that instructors get just as busy as students. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I asked Steve how difficult it was to comb through all of these videos to put up on the screens here, and I just imagine grading.
Grading is insane. That's where I came from. No. I had to take a break and come check out everything that everyone is doing in the university, not just our little comm department.
Yes, it's incredible to see all of what's going on. So, and you teach only comm courses, or you teach any other courses?
I only teach comm courses. I teach Comm 104, which is beginning on camera work, which is really fun. I also teach Com 700, which is a class that I've had you in, which is game show and, internet show. And I also teach another course that you have been in, gender, race, and class in media, including LGBTQ and people with disabilities. And that is very near and dear to my heart.
Would you say that's your fate to teach?
I can't really say it's neck and neck because I love teaching students how to be on camera, and but I think that is like really integral to teaching students who are going to be out in the world when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
And the sensitivity you have to have and the awareness that you have to have. I've been talking to everybody about what a heartwarming feeling I've had being here in person tonight, because this is my first spring show I've been to. Did you say it was yours?
It is my first spring show as well. Yes, there was COVID and just so much. Yeah, I missed out. So happy here.
I've been feeling that same kind of togetherness feeling, and that's what I got when I saw that course offered. So I don't know if I've gotten to thank you, but in front of all our viewers, I'll thank you now, so they know to take your course.
Okay, you're all better be coming. I'm going to be waiting for you to sign up. So
we're watching you now. Anything I've missed, anything you want to brag about semester, any students you want to plug? No.
Yes, I've had her a few times. Actually, I just think all of my students have done amazing. The comm department is really fun because I think students really get to express themselves in a different way, in a way that is personal and personable, and then you're learning at the same time. So I think if you want to learn how to talk in front of the camera, which I always tell people don't look at the camera, and that's what I'm doing. If you want to talk in front of the camera, you want to learn to edit and just use your creativity in a different way. I think it's art as well. So
that's something really incredible about the major is there's so much variety.
Yes.
There's so many different things that you can learn, and there's so many qualified professional teachers. That is the motto of the school, is hiring English professionals to teach future professionals. Read that one on the website.
Yes, right? But you know what? It's really fun for me to watch each student come into their own. It's like you're all my children. And I have so much pride, and I'm really inspired by all of my students and just watching them grow. And so, yeah, it's really a pleasure to share everything that I've learned with all of the young people who are coming up and will be part of the future in this business. So.
And we couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for joining us. We're going to toss it back to Marco with another interview.
We have these beautiful black and white photos. I mean, look at this one. It's called The Space He Left Behind. It captures just a lot of emotion. I absolutely love that, and it gets a lot of grief. It seems like it has a very big theme of grief. Is that now? I believe Art actually pointed out this one right here. This is burnt toast. Very, I guess, this is a very definitely a modern art piece, but this is a very interesting piece. I love the colors on it by Stephanie Conti. But now if we turn a bit over back here, let's kind of walk over this way. I absolutely love this shot. This is a great golden hour shot. I mean, just if you see the lighting there on the right side of the frame, it's just a gorgeous shot. I would totally have that as like a wallpaper, or I would totally hang that up in my future So now if we continue going down this way, we have one more black and white, but this one I really love too. This is like an old Ford truck. It's called Melting in the Half Moon Bay. This is from my neck of the woods here in San Mateo County. And so let me switch some places here. That's from my neck of the woods in San Mateo County, Half Moon Bay. And I just love how they captured the patina of that Ford truck. It's just it's super cool. And now let's go this way for a second. Here, follow me, shall we? Let's go over here. Take a look at this one. And camera person, if you can pan down here to Kieran Gloss's Midnight Cornucopia. If you can get over here. I just love the black and white. I just love the way these artists are just taking this and just doing, they take a camera simple as what I'm speaking to right now, and they make such great art out of it. It's so amazing. It really intrigues me, and that's just a bit of a gallery walk here at photography. And Giovanni, I'm thinking we're ready to send it back to you. And maybe you can come look at this yourself when you're getting ready to report.
We're going to bullshit. I'm going to ask you what it's like to be a work study.
Well, you see, it's kind of like...
I was going to ask you what it's like to be a work study.
I didn't say what I was thinking. Good thing.
You caught some of our prep work there, folks. There's a lot of behind the scenes wildness happening in here. But if there wasn't, it wouldn't be COM. Is that right, Don?
That's right. COM is short for communication.
I'm here with Don McCoy. He is a 3D animation major.
Yes, animation, 3D effects, but yeah, same thing. Tomato, potato, same thing.
We're competing for the longest major title in the school. Communications and Media Technologies is...
Then that would be Sandy, because she does audio for film and feature. Ask Sandy, hers makes mine look small. We're not comparing sizes.
It's got an ellipses at the end. That's how long her name is. ... But you're also a work study. You're balancing taking these classes and also being a work study for some of the COM classes. What's that been like this semester?
Oh, it's been rock star. I feel like, yeah, you know, you got Steve, Yanni, and even just the class, such as yourself and Marco, dude, rock star people, you know, and that makes it a lot more enjoyable when you can actually do interviews and do stuff like this, right? And you have awesome camera people like Uni, we have Yvonne, we have Tiffany, we have other people around here. We have you and you.
And you watching?
Yeah, you watching. And we couldn't do this without you and without the support of our viewers as well, and without the support of the students too, right? Indeed. And I don't know what else I'm supposed to say, so we can continue on.
Well, I was also going to ask you, is that workload tough doing work study? Here's the thing, when I see you working around the studio, you seem so enthused to get more experience with the switchers and the green screen and the camera.
Well, you see, what happens is I'm kind of allergic to work. I've got called work spots. And now I'll do this, right? Would you like to see a work spot?
I'm okay.
Right there. Right there. See that spot? See that spot? That's a work spot. You don't get these guns by being lazy. That's a work spot right there. And good thing you're over there because you're not on this spot.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
Really,
summer heat's coming, and if I take off my shirt... Oh,
sun's out, guns out?
Well, I'm just saying it's not summer yet. I'm just saying, you know, a bit more buff, you know. Need to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little more work here specifically at Spring Show as well.
Work on communications.
Well, I'm going to let the viewers know that as soon as you got here, we gave you some batteries, and you were running all over the place. You find your way okay through Brannon? Did you trip on anything? I know you had all these batteries in your arms.
Well, I was just saying, well, an army needs supply, right? And we need batteries to even do this, right? Even that camera got changed out, you know, because I'm just saying.
And you didn't even notice.
Okay, right on. Problem solved, problem staying solved.
What we do, we shoot troubles around here, is that correct?
That's right. There better not be troubles because we're going to shoot them. It doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you so much, Don. You shot some troubles for us.
So we are now here with a VizDev student. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Safa Alvarado, and I'm a second-year VizDev student.
So, visual development. What goes on in visual development? What do you learn in there?
Well, my second visual development class was basically and essentially about character design and the first steps to a visual development production, which is basically what you need in order to complete a movie, you know, TV show, anything you're planning. So it was really interesting learning how different things alter the emotions you can show people in the movie through shapes, colors, and other kind of compositions.
Fascinating. And so I understand that this is you're starting your third year in VizDev.
Yes.
And how has it helped you in the VizDev department?
The teachers are absolutely amazing. I love the foundation teachers. They've helped me so much develop my portraits, essential skills that you need to build a good portfolio for the industry. It's just amazing.
Amazing. I know with my own teachers, I absolutely love the teachers that I have in the department. Is there anyone in particular you want to shout out right now?
Yeah, my friend Jaden. He's amazing. Also an art student athlete.
I was more saying, okay, how about a professor?
I'm going to say Carolyn. She taught me how to do the still life painting. Absolutely amazing. I loved it so much. It was I discovered a new love for oil painting I didn't have before.
All right, and so what do you want to do? Do you have any idea about what you want to do after this?
I want to work, and I want to put the name of the school up high.
So I think that's the kind of the goal of everybody here at AAU. It's kind of lift the name with our student athletes, with our comm department, with our Viz Dev department. So what do you think of the spring show so far, though?
I think it's much bigger than last time. Last time was impressive in the cannery, but this is so much better because you have all the departments close next to each other. It's all nice and cozy. I love it.
All right, well, thank you very much, Soph. Oh, we still have a minute left. So is there anything else that you want to add either about the Viz Dev department, about AAU, anything? The floor is yours.
I think people come here with skills that are really basic, and if they work and they practice, they can get really far where they never thought they could be.
All right, well, thank you, Soph. I appreciate it. And Giovanni, we're going to head back to you right now.
Thank you, Marco. I'm here with Sandy Martinez, another rock star and recognizable name around 79 New Montgomery. It's really an iconic name now. But is this your first spring show? This is mine first in person.
Yeah, it's my first time coming to the spring show myself.
And so what are you studying here at the Academy of Arts? I would say it myself, but this is a long title, ladies and gentlemen, as me and Dawn discussed.
Yes, so our department is called Music Production and Sound Design for Visual Media. Yeah.
And it's I can get it from that. It's long, but we can understand. And so your kind of work, you do a lot of sound design, and I understand you do a lot just for your passion, some for your portfolio, but you're just passionate about it and very good at it, if I might add.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just amazed by the creation of music. I wanted to learn how to do it myself. Yeah.
Ooh. That's a really great answer. We did not rehearse this beforehand. I just got chills. That's so awesome. And you're also a work study here with us, is that correct? So you work study for the comm department?
Yes.
And so what do you do? What do you help us around with? If not everything, what's under the subtitle of everything?
So what I'm mainly am assigned to do is mainly working with audio stuff, but I do get to actually contribute to the comm aspect of the comms department. But I deal with a lot of the audio stuff. Yeah.
And are you going to help with UKR as well, Urban Nights Radio?
Yes.
We're going to be working together a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've heard some of your music editing with our studio manager, Jonathan Garbai. And do you enjoy working with our studio manager and our other work studies?
Oh yeah, best coworkers ever of any job I've ever had. It makes this job not feel like a job, just like another day. Yeah.
Oh, that is so sweet. Anything I'm missing? Anything you want to brag about? Anything you want to plug? The floor is yours. You've got this platform. Game night goes live on this channel. You don't know how many people we could be reaching right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I found a love for the comms department when I never thought about doing anything live or camera related at all. So now I think I'm more interested in different industries now. Yeah, because the industry is just so big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I found in our major specifically, there's so many different classes you can take. Are you going to be cherry picking some of our courses?
Maybe, we'll see.
You better as well. I know that I'm able to take a minor, which is really cool. I love that at this school. You have so much flexibility in what you take and what you don't take. So Sandy, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back after this. Thank you so much.
It's just a beautiful thing when you do a move and then it works. Skated a little bit in the 60s, but the 70s is what kicked in and took over as far as dancing on skates. So we heard about skating outdoors in Golden Gate Park. So going out there every Sunday, I met up with 3 guys, and before you know it, we formed a group called the Golden Rollers. And the Golden Rollers just became like a Bay Area hit. within the skating community because nobody's seen anything like that. So people started calling us the Temptations on Wheels. In every dance, there are different movements that you do to create a dance. So what I've done over the years is that each movement that I do, I give it a name. And that way it's easy for me to remember, to teach it to someone else, and then that way they can remember it by the name. So in roller skating, there are a lot of moves, or a few moves in particular that have been around for a long time. Two things, crazy legs and grapevines. So you take moves like that, you combine them together and you come up with a move called GT, or grapevine with a twist. When you create something that nobody else is doing, it is a high by itself. You don't realize how good it feels to create something new.
She got a hold on me. She got me wrapped around her finger. The city's gonna break my heart. The city's gonna love me, then leave me. It's gonna love me. The city's got me chasing stars. It's been a couple months, it's felt like I'm home. Am I getting closer to knowing where I belong? The city's gonna break my heart.
Communications and Media Technologies, and I want to welcome you to this spring show. It is a real special event here in San Francisco, and wherever you're watching, if you're going to this school, try and make an effort in the month of May to come to the spring show. I think you'll find it real rewarding and give you a real sense of pride, because you look around at all the great art that's in front of you here and you say, yeah, that's part of my school. Yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, I'm going to give Marco and Giovanni a little bit of a break because we're going to do the awards, our annual awards. And so I'm going to have Karen assist me here. Karen, if you hold this mic so people can hear me, Ian, and then you can hand me, oh, okay. We'll start with what we call our Focus Awards. And the Focus Awards are mostly for people who are just coming into the program, but have showed real promise in the program. So I want to award these 4 awards for, I think it's 4, there might be 5 awards for the Focus Awards. And I don't think I see anybody here who's part of this, so I'll just go through the names real quick. Jacoby Simmons, congratulations. I know you're an online student way back in the East Coast. You're on the East Coast, so thank you, Jacoby. Tony, who's in the middle of the state, Tony Incarelli, and he's just a freshman, is just starting, and he wins a Focus Award. Hazel Nguyen, and she is also, I think she's a sophomore now. I thought I saw her here today, but I don't think she's here right now, but she's also winning a Focus Award. And then Fia Stemberga. Yes, Fia from our class, and she's a wonderful storyteller, and she wins a Focus Award. And also the other Fia, Fia Hinton, who's also win a Focus Award for this semester. So that's the Focus Awards. All right, now the next awards. We have a next category of awards here, and Karen is going to get those for me. And this is, the Radio Podcasting Awards. Now, these are only 2 awards, but these are important because, we have Urban Nights radio station, and we're doing some great radio and great podcasting, and the Radio Podcasting Award goes to Giovanni Gloistein. Yes, there you go, Giovanni.
Thank you. I would shake your hand if you had it.
If I had another hand, yes.
Thank you, and thank you, Maddie.
Yes, all right. And the other award goes to Zamario Shepard, who did a wonderful, wonderful piece, yes, on a podcast. So those are the Radio and Podcasting Awards, and we have another category of awards. And this award is special because now we're getting into the craft awards. The people, as we're stepping through, not that the radio is not craft as well, they're all craft.
Radio's great.
Yes, but it's audio, and then there's words, images, and sound,
All right.
And here we have, and these are our editor awards. And, yeah, thank you. I also like to say, on these awards, these almost could be producer awards as well. And the editor award here is Keith Tang. We're getting, and I don't know where Keith is, but I know he's not here tonight. Another editor award is Ariana Catherine, and who's here tonight? There you go. You have to say something. You have to come here and say something.
Thank you so much. This is very unexpected. I really do appreciate it.
You're a great editor and a great storyteller.
Thank you.
Don't be unappreciative.
I
Don't be humble.
appreciate it.
Okay, great. And our last editor award is all the way in the Philippines, Al Jude Garcia. He's done some great pieces while his time, yes. And now we're stepping into our last, we have which ones is it? No, the talent, I think. Yeah. We have 2 talent awards. 2 talent awards. And the talent awards this year goes to Melissa Leon, who's she's here, and Marco Milani. There you go, Marco. I'll hold the mic for you.
Oh shoot.
He's taken the mic. That's the worst thing. You never take a mic from someone. Go ahead.
You said to take the mic, did you not?
No.
Well, if younger me could see me right now, he'd be screaming. I am so happy, and this has just been a great program, and learn a lot of things, and this is obviously a reflection of it. I did it!
Congratulations, Marco. Thank you. Now, get your mic and your camera and go back out there. Anyway, so we have one last awards here. I don't know what that means. Oh, that's where I'm going to? Oh, okay. The best producer awards. Now, we break this into categories for undergrad and grad, and we have 4 awards here, I think. The first award goes to the man I call Fingers, who's been working hard here and working pretty much very hard the entire semester, as a lot of students can attest, as they were working on their project. He was the person they would all ask for to TD and switch for them. So Joss, there you go. You get the award.
Let's go, Joss.
Hello, I just made it. Y'all see it? This is my name right here, Joss. I'm so happy. I didn't expect this, so big dedication to my mom for making this happen.
All right. Okay, now go back to the switcher. Thank you, Joss. The other undergrad producer, and I don't see her, I did get an email from her, she's in Southern California, is Nicole Shao. And so she gets the other producer award for undergrad. And we have... Yeah, we have the grad. 2 grad, oh yes. And the best producers on the grad side, and I didn't see him, I thought he'd be here, John Calderon. I don't see him here, but he's the best producer on the grad side. And the other producer on the grad side is Maria Madonna Tarayo Bueno. Also from the Philippines, another terrific producer. Yeah, give them all a round of applause. They all did some great work this semester, and we really do appreciate it. And I hope you'll remember that. Okay? Okay? That's right. And just it's not only the certificates you're getting, you will be getting an Amazon gift card as well. So it's a little, and I'd say that with emphasis, a little token of our esteem for you. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if I want to go that far. Anyway, we're going to continue our show, and I want you to see this fantastic piece from one of our Focus Award winners, Zamario. He produced a great story called Unvaccinated, and I really would like you to take a look at that now. Unvaccinated.
There's ups and downs. There's pros and cons. There's good and bad, like there is to everything. But I guess I can say overall it's been more beneficial for the kids specifically. I do not have the COVID-19 vaccine. What drove this decision was personal research, the way I personally felt about it. I just didn't feel like it was a necessity for me. Everyone in the house has had COVID twice except for my 12-year-old. She's only had it once. I still have not been vaccinated because I still feel the same way. That, yes, it's not for me or my family or my kids' immediate family.
Okay. Soup.
Because I have a lot of friends who are vaccinated and they have had COVID about the same number of times. At work, I had to do religious exemption forms. And in my personal life, I have a family member that is immunocompromised. The dynamic has changed there where my kids aren't going around that family member as often as they used to. That family member is my dad. My kids used to go to school right near my parents' house because they would pick them up after school. We've moved them to a school closer to where we live. Also because of that, my kids used to go there, but after school, so that I can work full-time, and that's something that has changed as well. So I've had to try to find jobs that are a little bit more flexible to the schedule that I have because now the kids don't go over there as often. When we first had the conversation with my parents, I definitely was upset about it because I personally feel like there were other avenues that could have been taken. And we also had a big vacation planned, like literally the next week. My husband and I, that they were going to keep the kids for, so that sucked. Time has gone on. Like, I can't change how someone feels. They have their rights just like I have my rights. And so now the situation's different and it's a little harder, but we make it work the best that we can. When the kids first found out that if they had it, that they could be over with their grandparents all the time, then they asked about it and wanted it. But as changes have been made and we've switched schools and we've kind of made the changes necessary in our lives, they don't really ask about it as much anymore. But that's also because as time has gone on, their grandparents come to extracurricular activities. We do still go over to the house now, so things have changed. It's not a situation where it's just cut off and they're not seeing their grandparents anymore. So I think that made a difference as well. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, his next game. I think it has been actually a positive impact on this kid switching schools. My parents live about 20-30 minutes away. They were having to wake up a lot earlier. We were having breakfast too early. We were a little bit cranky in the mornings. Things weren't really going as smoothly. As now they are closer, so they get to sleep in a little bit more. And they've actually made more positive friends at their new school than they were making at their old school. So that part has actually been pretty positive.
Hello, everybody. I am Marco Milani. You might realize we switched, me and Giovanni Gloistine have switched positions. She is now going to be on the reporting side. I am now going to be here manning the fort, for lack of a better term. And I am here with Eugene, who is an animation student. Eugene, tell me about your time at Academy of Art so far.
Yeah, I got into school at 2018, and this is my last semester. I'm graduating. I'm graduating next week, and yeah, it was fun, and I got to meet a lot of people. I was just thinking about the COVID time, so.
I don't think we really want to think about that. I think I speak for everybody. Well, let's just say, let's put 2020 behind us, shall we? So I have an understanding that you are in the storyboarding department. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
So what goes on in storyboarding? What do you have to do for animation and storyboarding?
So that's what I'm showcasing, and storyboarding is my major, so. Yeah, I'm in storyboarding, but I basically do a lot of things in animation department. And storyboarding is more like you get the script and you draw it before it goes on to actual film. And yeah, that's it. You get the script and you draw it.
All right. And so this is your last basically last week at Academy of Art. So what, do you have any plans to go anywhere else next, or?
Yeah, I would like to. I got a job and I'll start working, and I don't know. I do not have any plans at this moment. I just have one plan, because I'm like, my one plan is going to LA next week for travel. That's it.
Wow.
I live without plans, so.
I think that's living life by the seat of your pants, as they say. So, thank you, Eugene. What do you think of the show so far? Have you taken a look around and stuff?
It's good. I've met so many people I didn't even know I knew them. So, and there's so many familiar faces.
Probably a lot from the online that you're finally meeting in person, which is been a big thing the past couple of years since we've gotten out of our houses and stuff, right?
I didn't know they were real people.
Yeah, you kind of don't know they're real people, but thank you again, and enjoy the rest of the spring show. And believe we're going now to Giovanni.
With Annie. Annie, I didn't catch your last name. Blumenstein. Annie Blumenstein. Nice to meet you. She is a major in motion picture graphics. Television and television.
So similar, yes, with an emphasis on directing.
Emphasis on directing. So you are in charge.
I am. And
it can be
sometimes it can be quite scary. Not gonna lie.
You seem so nice to be in charge.
Thank you.
I bet you could get a room and control that.
This size would be quite frightening, but sometimes that's the real world. That's how big they can be on set. So I got to prepare myself for that. So,
are you having fun so far at Spring Show? You're showcasing some of. You can't see this wall, but next to us, next to the comm department, there are movie posters. There are film snippets. And you are presenting this. You're encouraging folks to take a look.
Yeah. I have two films here. One's in the drama and one's in the comedy. So yeah.
Brag about them, please.
Oh boy. Oh, I hate doing this. So I have one called Life Under the Stars. It's in the drama section, and then I have the comedy section is just You, Me, and Manny, and that one actually went at Next Up Fest. So yeah.
I know, super fitting. We definitely plan to do the interview here.
Totally.
How was it like getting that accolade? That must be so fulfilling.
Oh yes. It kind of felt like a mini little Oscars situation. I went up there and my mind of course went blank, and I forgot to thank so many people, and it was the worst, but it was very nice going up there and seeing the sea of people with all the eyes. Again, very frightening, but directing kind of helped me prepare for that, because there's always eyes on you as a director. So yeah.
And how would you compare that? There's no eyes behind this camera lens, but there's a lot of eyes on their computer screens watching this stream. Is it a little different? How does that feel?
Yeah, it's a little different. I have done little YouTube videos here and there when I was younger. That's what made me want to do film stuff, and so I've accumulated views over the years, and so I like the camera. The camera is like my best friend, not in the sense where I love it, but I'm comfortable with it, so.
I love it.
Yes. Oh, you love it, okay. This is perfect for you then. So.
But that totally does prepare you, and starting small like that and going big scale to school is is really, really, truly awesome. Annie, thank you so much. Wonderful meeting you. Congratulations on all of that. I'm about to take a look at her films over here, and we have another interview who's going to come in here. We're going to swap out. Thank you. Wow, first of its kind. We're swapping out. Are you also in motion? Oh, no.
I'm an actor.
Paparazzi.
Thank you.
Do you enjoy the major here at the Academy of Art?
Oh, I do. It's been so helpful in terms of me starting out my career. We have a nice tribe that I like to meet, my friends and stuff. We collaborate and make art. And I got one Best Actor for one of the films, so that was great. That was a great accomplishment.
At the Next Up Fest as well?
Next Up Fest, yeah, here. I got one today. I didn't dress for the occasion, but I did also get an interview today. But yeah, it's great. Starting off my career, helped me get me an agent here. My professors are so great. Recently did my first feature film, wrapped April 14th, so I'm excited for that to come out in January.
Plug it. Where can we watch it?
It'll be out in theaters in January. I can't speak too much on it. I don't want to get in trouble. But just in January, just go to the theaters, or a trailer will come out eventually. So you'll see it.
We'll be looking for you. We'll be following you for sure. I've met a lot of the actors around here. We're in the comm department.
Yeah.
We get to interact a lot. How is it like being on this camera on set, things like that?
Being on set, it's something that you get used to. I just like to be playful and just think more externally. Don't be in your head. And it's just been great. I think we don't have a theater program, unfortunately, that we used to before COVID. But the on-camera work and set, and we have a real development class that helps us. So it's great. It's great.
Getting real experience is really nice, huh?
Yeah, my experience was pretty good. I'll say. Track and field. I forgot to thank my coaches during my speech. I felt so bad, but I just want to thank my coaches for helping me for a scholarship. 'Cause I wouldn't be able to come here without that. So I appreciate that. So. Yeah.
Track is doing incredible. Thank you so much. Very nice meeting you. Very nice talking to you. We're going to pass it back to Marco.
Thank you, Giovanni. And now we are here with instructor Pam Uzel. Pam, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I cannot believe it, but this is the first spring show I've been to, and I've been teaching here. Well, the first time I ever taught here was in 1995.
Wow. 1995, so that's
a long time ago, before you were born.
Yeah, that would be 5 years. So I am here actually here to talk to you. I have a purpose here to talk about the importance of editing in the comm department. You kind of see we're doing this live, but when you're doing like pre-produced pieces, like stuff you'll see here in the comm department over right next to me, there's a lot of importance to editing. So tell me about editing in comm. How important really is it?
It's everything. It's everything. My class and Marjorie Sturm's class are the first classes students go to, and I think the class is probably really hard for a lot of them because we're learning all the aesthetics and we're also learning the technology. But when I see a student who really digs in and redoes their work and redoes it until it's just perfect, I know that in a couple of years or even a year, I'm going to see them here getting an award.
Wow. So, like, what editing techniques do you usually teach that kind of that give them success in the future and give them the space to get in the spring show?
We just learn fundamentals, which are how do you make a good cut? And then also what kind of image shows the emotion and the story that you want to tell. And that is what we focus on. We are learning technology, but you know, technologies come and go. Really, it's the shots and what they are communicating that is the basis of our class.
Fantastic. So how's the editing in here? Have you seen a lot of good editing here?
Amazing, amazing, amazing. I have seen a lot of my students, and I've seen a lot of students that I had a couple of years ago, and I'm blown away by what I'm seeing from the students that I had as beginners.
Fantastic. And we have another celebrity in the house. She is also the host of Art Heals All Wounds, a podcast you can listen to on Spotify. So tell the viewers here at home, a little bit about Art Heals All Wounds.
Art Heals All Wounds is exactly what it sounds like. We talk every week with a different artist about the work they're doing that helps improve their own mental and emotional health, that helps build community, that helps address all kinds of social and economic injustice. Whatever it is, we talk about it, and it shows that art is not just something you do on the side. It is necessary to be happy and live a fulfilled life for all of us.
And
Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. So there's probably a lot of important editing done in there as well. Can you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. And you learn a lot that you can take from making films into making your sound design in a podcast.
And do you kind of see, on that same note, do you kind of see students take what they learned from the beginning editing classes and learn what to do so that they're like on podcasts like Urban Nights Radio or stuff like that?
Absolutely. That's how they learn how to tell stories. And it's all telling stories. And every story needs to have a good editor. So I do see it translate across everything that COM does. It's really amazing.
Fantastic. Thank you, Pam, so much. And remember, that's Art Heals Our Wounds on wherever you listen to podcasts. And Giovanni, I believe you have, and I believe we have one more interviewer here. Oh, we have two more interviews. Wow, we're popular here today. And so introduce yourself.
I'm Vaughn. I'm a freshman studying visual development.
All right, so what have you been learning so far as a freshman?
I've been learning a lot of learning the basics right now. I am still a freshman, so it's a lot of core courses right now, just how to enhance my skills that I came into school with.
What made you want to go into the Viz Dev department?
Viz Dev is like concept art for games and movies, and I've always wanted to do that. And I am an athlete on the track team, so being able to do that and still pursue my sport was a big deal coming here.
And we have a great track team here. Have you been running any events recently?
Yes, my season ended last weekend, but yeah, we had a whole indoor and outdoor season. It was really good.
Yep, I've happened to know one person who went along with that's Marie Gina Rega. Shout out to you, Marie. You are amazing. So anything that you want to do? I know you're only a freshman right now, but what are you kind of envisioning as kind of a 5-year plan for the Viz Dev degree?
Hopefully, the plan is after I graduate is hopefully get a job in the field, designing characters or movies somewhere for a studio. Just trying to get my name out there right now, submitting my work in the spring show and all that. So.
All right, do you have anything here tonight?
I did unfortunately submitted pieces, but didn't make it in, but it's okay.
All right, well, thank you so much. And now we have our second one coming here, right here. And hello, can you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Rishita Mehra, and I am a second-year student, and my major is fine art.
So you're a fine art major, so you have one of these lovely pieces. I did an interview with Craig Nelson just a little bit earlier. I don't know if you saw that. And so do you have any pieces here?
I have it right there at the back in the foundations department. So it's a portrait from my analysis of Form B class.
Hey, do you have any particular medium that you love to work with in fine art?
I like watercolor and I like oil a lot. Yes.
All right, and do you have a specific subject that you love to paint or love to do watercolor and oil on?
Well, I like to landscapes and stuff, but I like to do facial features now, like eyes and all that. Yes.
Eyes. So the kind of the human touch there. You're kind of using the you said the eyes. You're kind of telling a story through the eyes. I think I've heard somewhere where the eyes will tell a story of whether you're scared. So I actually kind of love that. So what do you? Is that? Am I kind of accurate on that? Is it the human element that kind of inspires you to do the kind of the facial elements?
Yeah, I just think it's a lot of fun to do something which is sparkling, like the eyes are which have more highlights, because it gives it more dynamic and like more density to it, just to paint it. Yes, and you can like play around with it. So.
Fantastic. So what do you think of the show so far? This is
incredible. It's like it's amazing. Like every piece you see, it's just like better and better and better. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Have you taken any inspiration for your own art?
Yes, I like a lot of pieces right here, which are like photography, and I haven't seen so much, but like I think they're inspiration.
So there's a lot to explore. So thank you very much. And now we are going to hand it over to Giovanni, who has an interview.
Hello, and we are here for our Eden interview. Phil and I are over here, director for
School of Graphic Design.
graphic design. And there's a little example behind us, some glorious stuff. But behind us is a room filled with incredible examples. So if you're here, check it out. Phil, brag about your students a little bit. Brag about what we can see here at Spring Show from your students.
Sure. So Spring Show for us is an opportunity for our students to meet with industry. So they bring their portfolios in printed and in electronic form. They bring marketing materials and identity materials, and they're prepared to subject themselves to the speed dating route in industry professionals who are interested in whatever it is that they're doing and establish common ground whenever it can be found.
It's really beautiful in there. Can you tell me about the hand lettering you did about it earlier on the wall?
Sure. We decided that we wanted to have a nice presence in the room, and decided that the easiest way to go, and sounded easy at the time, would be to do some large scale graphics on the walls. So we painted graphic design on the walls in very large letters, and it was fun, but it took a little bit longer than we had imagined. But it made for a nice backdrop and provided a good setting for the day. So we're happy that we went to the trouble.
Absolutely, very cohesive in there. And I want to talk a little bit about a couple of your students specifically, Laura and Esther, because they helped us with a little thing called the game show class, and they won the Design Divas from your to plan. How are you feeling about their win?
I'm feeling pretty good. If I remember correctly, Laura did a mean jump rope at a critical moment. Sure, that propelled them to victory. No, both those guys are wonderful. In addition to helping out with game night, they also did a lot of stuff for the department over the course of the semester. So they're both, and appreciate all their efforts, and I'm a big fan.
And they just won some awards at your award show. We just had ours. Do you have any other accolades that you want to bump for your students?
Sure. We have judges that have been working all week long to review student portfolios online, and they provided us guidance on the scholarship funds that the department distributes to our scholarship winners, but that's reserved for our graduating students. So Laura and Esther will have their turn eventually, but they did secure some departmental service awards for the things that they do to help us keep all the plates spinning. So.
You help keep this place spinning, Phil. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time. But we're gonna stretch out a little bit. I lied. All of this is on the fly. You're behind the keyboard a little bit. Are you ever in front of the camera? Is this a little new for you?
No, I don't spend a lot of time in front of the camera, so it's not necessarily an incredibly comfortable thing for me. But I'm fine. Whatever.
You're a natural.
You have to tell me how I'm doing.
You're doing great. You want an evaluation?
Yeah, let's have it.
Okay.
What's my assessment?
Full marks, 5 stars, A+,
Wow.
another plus, a circle around that A++.
Huh. Okay. All right. Well,
I don't know how many.
Better than that, or did I ring the bell? Is that as good as it gets?
Well, there's some room to grow. There's always room to grow.
Okay. Very good.
But we're gonna bring it back.
Oh gosh, I think there would be a lot more suffering.
If I imagine San Francisco without animal care and control, I know there would be thousands of animals every year who just wouldn't get that chance, whether that means, going home with another family, being released back into the wild, without this concerted, thoughtful group focused on all of these animals at once with this big picture view and this daily care, so many animals would be lost.
But I don't think people understand what goes on here at ACC. They don't know how hard the staff works taking care of animals.
So the feeding is just 2 people. The feeding is 1 upstairs, 1 downstairs. And then the cleaning is about total 6, 7-ish. Once that starts up, this will start spraying chemical. I'm going to close these all off so the dogs can't come in the back. And then I'm going to spray the back, scrub it down, rinse it off, move the dog to the back, spray it all down, and then do the front, and then move to the next room.
All the magic we perform to rehome and work with a rescue network, and all the medical care and behavioral and enrichment, socialization enrichment, all the volunteers are amazing. So I think if I had a wish, it would be, I wish that San Francisco knew more about what we do.
San Francisco Animal Care and Control is a vital part of making sure animals in this community are protected and are cared for. We deal with both domestic and wildlife. So one of our primary functions is to serve as a shelter. Right, when animals have nowhere else to go, here is where they come. So we take in about 9,000 animals a year. And the care they receive here and the ability to move from here, if you're domestic, onto permanent home somewhere else. Or if you're wildlife, you come here and then we figure out which wildlife rehabilitator to send you to. So that's the shelter floor aspect of it. We also have animal control officers who are available from 6 a.m. to midnight.
Pass along this message and ask them to give us a call. That would be great at ACC. The number is 415-554-9400, and you could just ask for Rebecca. Thank you so much. Bye.
We receive approximately 12,000 calls a year for assistance. So a lot of it's wildlife rescue, it's lost dogs, dangerous situations. We also investigate animal abuse, animal neglect. We've got a lot going on here.
Without us, there would be a lot more pits. There would be a lot more animals suffering. They would not have. Nobody would have. Who would people call? The police, fire? They don't even. First of all, they have their own jobs. Second of all, they don't have the resources or knowledge. They don't know how to help animals. There would be so much more suffering.
We took in 2,800 lost animals last year. Without a shelter, where do those animals go? I think the community would suffer if we weren't here.
Whether they're living on the streets or in a mansion at Pack Heights, animals are very important to people. So we are helping humans also, and we are alleviating a lot of suffering by doing our jobs.